Welcome, friends. Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then let me take you on a journey to the shadowy heart of Edinburgh, Scotland, a city steeped in history, mystery, and whispers of the supernatural. Beneath its cobbled streets lies a hidden world, a labyrinth of narrow alleys and forgotten rooms, frozen in time. This is Mary King's Close, a place where the past lingers like a ghostly breath on the back of your neck. And tonight, I will tell you the chilling tale of Annie, the little girl who has haunted this place for centuries. It is a story of sorrow, loneliness, and the strange power of human kindness. But beware, for not all spirits rest easy, and not all gifts are accepted without consequence. The year is 1992. Edinburgh is alive with the hum of modern life, but beneath the surface, the city's dark history still stirs. Tourists flock to Mary King's Close, eager to step back in time and walk the same streets where plague victims once lived and died. The Close, sealed off for centuries, is a preserved slice of the 17th century, a place where the walls seem to whisper and the air feels heavy with the weight of untold stories. It was on one such tour that a Japanese psychic named Aiko Jibo arrived. Aiko was no ordinary visitor. She had a gift, or perhaps a curse, for sensing the unseen. As she descended into the dimly lit close, the air grew colder and a sense of unease settled over her. She felt it immediately, a presence, a child's presence. The guide led the group into a small, cramped room. The walls were bare, the floor uneven, and the air thick with an unshakable sadness. Aiko stopped abruptly, her breath catching in her throat. She turned to the guide and asked, "Who is the child that lingers here?" The guide hesitated, then told her the story of Annie. In 1645, the plague swept through Edinburgh like a shadow, claiming lives with ruthless efficiency. Mary King's Close, once a bustling street, became a place of death and despair. Families were torn apart, homes abandoned, and the sick were left to die in isolation. Among the victims was a young girl named Annie. She had been separated from her parents, left behind in the chaos of the plague. Alone and frightened, she succumbed to the disease in this very room. But Annie's spirit did not move on. She remained, trapped in the place where she had died, her small voice lost in the echoes of time. Over the years, visitors to Mary King's Close reported strange occurrences: the sound of a child crying, the feeling of a tiny hand tugging at their clothes, and an overwhelming sense of sadness in that particular room. Aiko listened intently, her heart heavy with the weight of the story. She closed her eyes and reached out with her senses, and then she felt it. A cold, fragile presence, like a child hiding in the shadows. Annie was there, watching, waiting. Aiko knelt on the floor and spoke softly, as if to a frightened child. "Annie," she said, "I can feel your sadness. You are lonely, aren't you?" The air seemed to shift, as if the room itself was holding its breath. Aiko continued, "I will leave you a gift, something to keep you company." From her bag, she pulled out a small doll, its face painted with a gentle smile. She placed it carefully on the floor and whispered, "This is for you, Annie. You are not alone anymore." The room grew warmer, the oppressive sadness lifting ever so slightly. Aiko felt a sense of peace, as if Annie's spirit had accepted the gift. She left the close that day, her heart lighter, and the story of Annie's doll began to spread. But the story does not end there. Some months later, the doll disappeared. It was stolen, taken by someone who either didn't believe in the legend or didn't care. Almost immediately, strange things began to happen. Visitors to Mary King's Close reported an increase in paranormal activity. The crying grew louder, the tugging more insistent. Some even claimed to see the shadowy figure of a little girl, her face twisted in sorrow and anger. The real Mary King's Close, the organization that managed the site, launched a campaign to retrieve the doll. They offered a no questions asked policy, pleading for its return. The story went viral, capturing the imagination of people around the world. Who would steal a gift meant for a lonely spirit? And what would happen if it wasn't returned? Eventually, the doll was brought back, left anonymously at the entrance to the close. The paranormal activity subsided, and Annie's room grew quiet once more. Visitors continued to leave toys and gifts for her, creating a small shrine in the corner of the room. Dolls, teddy bears, and trinkets piled up, each one a token of compassion for a child who had been forgotten by the living but remembered by the dead. Even now, Annie's story lingers. Those who visit Mary King's Close often speak of a strange feeling in that room, a sense of being watched by unseen eyes. Some claim to hear the faint sound of a child's laughter, while others feel a sudden chill as if a small hand has brushed against theirs. Annie remains, a ghostly reminder of the lives lost to the plague and the enduring power of human connection. Her story is one of sorrow, but also of hope, a testament to the idea that even in death, we are not truly alone. So, the next time you find yourself in Edinburgh, wandering the ancient streets and feeling the weight of history all around you, remember Annie? And if you visit Mary King's Close, perhaps you'll leave a gift for her too. After all, who knows what unseen eyes might be watching, and what small, lonely heart might be waiting for a sign that it has not been forgotten. And so, my friends, our tale comes to an end. But the shadows of Mary King's Close remain, and Annie's story is far from over. Sleep well if you can.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.